Don't call me Superman if you haven't found my kryptonite.
What is going on YouTube? It is the BK Cops 360 here, and look, we're starting to run into a little bit of a problem in the gaming community, especially when it comes to the releasing of games. You see, back in the day, man, you could get a game, you plug it, or not plug it in, but you put it into your CD drive on your Xbox One, or your PS4, your 360, your PS3, or your Wii, or your Wii U, or your PC. You put that game in, you launch it, and it's ready to play, ready to go. However, as time has progressed, within the last 1, 2, 3, 4 years, you get a game, and you're confronted with this massive 4GB day one patch, and you're like, what the hell is this? I literally bought the game, I want to play it, now they want to take more of my internet data before I want to get into and dive into the game. Look guys, this is becoming a serious issue, man, and it can really be split up into two different segments, right? On this side, we've got, the whole game patches thing, where, you launch a game and then there's a massive day one patch of like 3 or 4 gigs. And then you've got the other side, performance-based issues. This is what we've been seeing, especially from the boys at Ubisoft, with Assassin's Creed Unity, Watch Dogs, games that launch and run like shit. Not even just on the PC, but also on the consoles. So first of all, let's start off with the game patches. I'm honestly sick of getting a game, and then the game is brand new, right? I get it on game day, straight away there's a patch, 3-4GB day one patch. Why? Could you not get the game working fine as soon as you were done with it? I mean, why do they have to be these massive updates to the game straight away? Now look, I understand that maybe you need 100, 200 megabyte update, to maybe patch something with the networking, or maybe there's a slight bug that you guys didn't see and you've been confronted with these millions of people buying the game at once and playing the game at once, that maybe you missed something, you couldn't handle it. Of course, I accept that, but when you have these massive updates, 3-4GB on day one, it's just ridiculous, man. I mean, these are things, especially with Ubisoft, these are all issues that should have been fixed before the game was launched. It really is a substantial issue. Now, of course, you might be asking, Cobbs, well, how did they fix this? Well, number one, they should be having more betas with these games. There should be way more betas, man. Way more tests. I mean, I don't understand. We've been starting to accept the fact that when a game launches, it's going to have a massive update, and we're just going to have to deal with it. I'm sick of it. Why are we starting to accept that? As a complete whole gaming community, we should stop accepting that, man. It's garbage, it's rubbish. That should not be how just games work these days. This is not early access. This isn't like DayZ in its infancy, where you can accept, you've agreed to the game constantly being updated and whatnot. No, this is a complete, final, polished, full game. It should not have to have this massive update done to it just so it can work well, just to fix game-breaking bugs. And I'm honestly sick of it, guys. So what should the developers do? They should, first of all, the publishers like Activision and EA and whatnot should stop rushing them. Let them do this shit. Let them have the game completed. Let them have it finished. Let them run as many betas or alphas or whatever they need to do as possible, so when the game launches, it's ready to go and they don't need to worry that much about it. Now, of course, I'm not saying there shouldn't be any updates or patches at all. I'm just saying the patches that are, included at a certain time or a given time or on launch day shouldn't be so big that it's ridiculous. I mean, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, of course, you might counter argue by saying, look, Cobbs, games are getting bigger these days. Yes, I understand that games are getting bigger these days, but look, once again, with bigger, it's a tough thing to argue. It really is. I've really argued with myself very well by bringing up that point, but look, at the same time, you have bigger games, then you have to put more work in. You have to be more sure that the game is going to work on launch. Just because something's getting bigger, you need to be able to increase your capability or your willingness to handle the extra size of that game, if that makes any sense. You guys get exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, pretty much, guys, it's shit that can be fixed, man. I mean, look, it's not that hard. You just, I don't know, man. It just really is sad that we're starting to accept that games are gonna launch. I mean, I'm really just taking stabs at Ubisoft today, man. Just stabbing. It's because it's mainly them. Look at Assassin's Creed Unity. The game launched and it was shit. This is just gonna just roll perfectly into point number 2 with the performance-based issues. Assassin's Creed Unity, for example, launched, ran like shit. Not even just on the PC, but on the Xbox One, the PS4, the game was garbage. performance issues. They had patch after patch after patch after patch. And they still could barely get the game to run at 30 FPS smooth on Xbox One and PS4. Now, of course, you might counter-argue by saying, oh, Cobbs, but the Xbox One and the PS4 aren't that powerful. Look, they are relatively powerful. They're pretty good. The PS4 is pretty good. I mean, if they should have known. They stated that they were going to be at 30 FPS on launch, and we did not get 30 FPS, and that is a very big issue. You can't say you're going to do something and then deliver something subpar to that. It's bad business, man. It really, really is. And then look, they even get me started on what happens on the PC. You get the game, it launches, runs like absolute garbage. You've got a really good graphics card, for example. You spent $500 on it, and you can't even hit 60 FPS. It shouldn't be happening, man. It should not be happening. And that's gonna roll into what I'm gonna I guess what I'm gonna talk about right now. Drivers, game ready drivers. Now look, I understand that AMD and Nvidia do need to roll out these game ready drivers all of the time, and they do. They usually have them out on day one. However, the whole issue of performance in games running badly, now I'm not saying games running averagely how you'd expect them to run or even being optimized. I'm saying games that run badly on launch, that in itself is an issue that needs to be solved or dealt with. For example, I'm going to go back to Watch Dogs, another Ubisoft game. Game launches on PC, looks worse than what it did at E3, and runs really badly on the PC. Fucking, the developer that made that game, or Ubisoft or whatever, should have worked closely with AMD and Nvidia to ensure that the game ran well. Now look, they all have PCs, they all have powerful hardware. Surely they would have done some testing and thought, this runs kind of bad, maybe we need to do something, instead of launching the game, rushing it out, be like, oh shit, we need a day one driver, or we need to patch this in a week or two, or crap, we need to work with AMD and Nvidia now, even though we should have been doing that through the entire fucking process. That's what they should have been doing. I'm just sick of it, man. You get a game launching and it runs like crap, and you have to wait. And wait. AMD and Nvidia try their best to push out like a driver to address it, and still you don't get the best performance. And you gotta wait. Sometimes sometimes it's sometimes it's not. I said sometimes way too many times, so I'm saying it again. But in these cases, or in some cases, it's not a driver thing. I mean, AMD and Nvidia can't fix everything when it comes to drivers. However, on the game side, the developer side, they can do things to fix things on their end, and that's what usually needs to be done. That's what usually happens, especially with the Ubisoft games, man. Because as you guys would have known, even after all of AMD and Nvidia's hard work trying to patch it, trying to get drivers out, the game would still run like shit, and you have to wait for the developers to do something about it and release a fix or a patch or a bug, or not a bug, but fix a bug or whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, look, to fix that, I mean, once again, more testing. It's just typical stuff. It's common sense. I mean, is it that hard to say in this day and age to release a game that runs as you would expect it to run and is just decent? I mean, that's all I ask. A game that runs as you'd expect it to run. A game like Crysis, I didn't expect it to run easy, smooth 60 FPS on an R9 290 or whatever. Of course, it's going to run worse than that because the game itself looks very good. However, if you get a game, for example, Call of Duty Ghosts, classic example, game did not look anything special, ran like shit, really ran like shit. And what's it called? AMD and Nvidia tried their hardest, but in reality, it just had micro stuttering, just low frame rates, bad settings. The game didn't even look that good, but it took up so much RAM. It was ridiculous, man. Just so embarrassing. I mean, this needs to stop. Why are we dealing with it, man? So look, guys, thank you for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed. This was just a random video I decided to flip up. I kind of do these videos on the fly. I have like 1 or 2 dot points and just expand on them because I'm a good talker. Or am I a good talker? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Maybe you hate me. Maybe you like me. But look, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And look, the Big K will see you later. Peace, boys.